Hey everybody, Terry here, and today I'm going to fix the interior door pulls on my BMW Z3. Alright, so it's a common issue that the door handles on the inside always break because they're just held in with some plastic reinforcement that likes to snap off. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to fix that today. Now, I've actually repaired the one handle on the passenger side once before, and it was holding pretty well until I took the door panels out so I could do some modifications. And then it broke, and because I had to take the door panel out, that ended up breaking the handle on the driver's side as well. So I'm going to have to take these panels out and repair these again, and I'm going to try doing a different method this time, and hopefully this time it'll hold. Okay, so here's the driver's side. I had taken the door panel out so I could change the fabric here. And so this one ended up, the plastic piece broke off. So we're going to try to fix that. And then this way, once I take this off, maybe I can get this adjusted to where this will fit properly. And there's the plastic piece back here that keeps popping off, so I might as well tackle that as well. This is my passenger side. Now this one's going to be a little different because it's been pulling away from here. There's two screws that hold it in, and they're just pushing this away. They're not actually fastening this down. So I put some like adhesive in here to kind of hold it, but it's still kind of pulling away. So I'm gonna have to do something else. And then over here, the plastic piece ended up getting so destroyed that what I did the first time is I took this metal bracket. It's for like plumbing, like piping, like it's for like conduit, like electrical even, to just hold pipes up against like a wall or whatever. I had taken that and drilled a hole through it and bolted it on the inside to make a new bracket, and it was working. It just came detached. So I'm gonna have to see if all I got to do is maybe clean up the threads on this, and maybe I can just rescrew this one in. This one might just be as simple, just needs to get screwed in, whereas that one I'll have to take it completely apart. But let's see what we got. Alright, so I'm going to start with the passenger side, as I'm hoping I won't have to take the panel off on this one. Let's just see if I can be fortunate enough to where I might just need to re-bolt it in. Try to get this little trim piece to come out. There we go. So I'll kind of show you what I did. So I reused the hardware that was kind of already in here. So I bolted it down on that side, and it's just kind of free hanging loose right here. And then I had made a hole where the actual fastener that mounts it to the back of the door holds it right there. So this looks like the bracket's held out pretty good. So I don't think I really need to do anything with that. I think it's just all this epoxy got all over the threads of the bolts. So I think I just gotta pop this out and clean it, and maybe I can just screw it back in. Yeah, alright, see if I can't unscrew this thing. It's just spinning, it's not coming out. Come on out. There, we got it. Alright, so here's the little T20 screw that's in there. Let me clean the threads off real good. I had bought some PlasticWeld putty, some Weld PlasticWeld putty. So what I could do, I'm going to use it on the other side, but I can even put it in here just to get some structural support on the sides and kind of hold everything in place a little better. So when I'm pulling on this, hopefully it won't pull away. Alright, so I'm going to try to use some of this epoxy to fix the handle part that screws in on the actual armrest part, and then we'll work on seeing if I can screw my makeshift bracket back in for the other part. So try to mix some of this stuff together, and we'll see what happens here. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. This is more for metal than it is for like vinyl and stuff, but if I can just tuck this underneath and it holds, then I'll be content with that. I'm more than likely gonna have to get like a self-tapping screw, and I'm gonna have to just screw it in to hold this down. I think this has been so badly damaged it's just not gonna hold without just replacing the handle altogether. Not really holding it well because I can't really grip it very well. Okay, that's kind of pinching that in. It's gonna have this bad gap, but we'll just see what happens with that. All right. Again, I'm either gonna have to just screw this in or buy a new handle. Let's focus on getting the rest of this handle repaired. Now, do I want to put any putty in this? I don't really think I need to. I think I just need to screw this in. And I just got to locate where the screw goes in. And then see if I can't refasten it properly. I might need to just swap out the screw as well and go with something larger. Just to kind of really grip in there a little bit better. This little screw. Okay, now where does it connect? Don't know if I'm screwing it in or if I'm just free spinning, but I'm gonna hope it's gripping. No, it just pulls out. So I think what happened is the hole that screw goes in must have got damaged, so it doesn't grip anymore. All right, so then I might need to upgrade to a bigger screw that can bite into that better. That is unfortunate, because yeah, this just pulls right back out. Okay, so here's the original kind of like screw. Got like this Torx on it. I found this one laying around the house. This is an old screw that I've been saving. So it's got more of, the threads are a lot more pronounced. It might bite in a little bit better. I'm hoping it's a little bit more of a bigger diameter too. And it's about the same length. So I'm gonna try using this and see if that'll grip better and hold this in. Well, it holds a little better, but I can still pull it out. So I think I need a bigger screw still to really hold this in. Well, it's kind of holding, but I feel like if I pulled hard enough, it would separate. So I think what I'm going to need to do is get a larger screw, because that hole has been stripped and it's been, the hole is bigger than it should be. So I think I just got to get a bigger screw that can grip into that larger size hole. And I think that would be all I have to do then to fix this. So I think I'll just go with this for now, since it's holding, and then I'll just have to invest in a makeshift screw kit, because all I have are nuts and bolts, which isn't going to really work because I would have to bolt it from the inside. So I need a screw. So I'll have to buy a screw, some miscellaneous screws, and try to find something a little larger to fit. This will hold it for the time being, so I'm going to see that is fixed for this side. But yeah, if you don't have that plastic in here anymore, just get the brackets that are for like conduit or pipe, that you can, it's like a C shape, and you can, they'll have like a hole on the end so you can go around your pipe and fasten it to like the wall. Just get some of that, drill a hole in the middle, and you can make a new piece. That's all I did on this one, and that worked out pretty well to replace that plastic piece, because on this one the whole thing got destroyed to where I couldn't repair it. So we'll just put this back on, and I'll call this one fixed for the time being. The driver's side, I'll have to take the panel off to repair that one. When I originally put that bracket in, I had forgotten that screw, I had added that. So I had put it on the inside here so you would be out of sight and you wouldn't have to see it. And I used the black one so it'd blend in. So like I had forgotten that I actually had added that to it. It didn't really come with that in there. But you can just makeshift it and put a screw right straight through here to fasten the bracket in and bolt it in. Because I used a bolt and I had like a little nut on the inside to hold that conduit bracket in there. And that is how I actually put that in there. I had forgot about that I had put that in there because it blends in so well. I forgot that it was there, but that was the whole point, is I didn't want it to stick out. And I made sure to pick one that had a head on it to where if you're gripping in here, it's not gonna hit your hands. Okay, so I made a revision. The glue, I tried some of this E6000 and it just would not stick to this like vinyl. So what I did is I had some leftover, I don't really know what, I had some leftover, like, so it's like that, it's like roll up, like rubber adhesive. You use it for like your like windshields and stuff. I had some that I had used when I replaced the soft top, because you have to put some of this in to seal up the back part. So there's like a, underneath here, there's a part that gets bolted into the back. Well, you put that adhesive in there to give it a watertight seal, much like what they put on your windshields. So I had some of that left over, and I just kind of pressed that into the gaps, and I think that'll work. It'll at least look a lot cleaner doing it that way than with that glue, because that's basically what this is a glue that kind of is pliable like putty. So I'll just let that kind of just sit in there, and hopefully that'll keep this a little bit more, so that way it doesn't like pull away. And it looks like that'll do her. It's not the prettiest thing, but I guess it's, you know, it's either this or I put a screw through it. So either way, it's not going to look pretty, but it's functional. So this door is complete. Let me go over to the driver's side. All right, so I'm not looking forward to taking this apart, but, you know, kind of at that point where I have no choice. Unplug this again. All right, so then, all right, so let me pop this trim piece here off. There we go. Now I'll have to pop this off, and then we'll take a look at it once I get it off. All right, so the panel's off. There's two screws that connect the other part of the handle to the actual door panel. So I'm just going to take those off so I can fully remove the door handle so I can make this repair. So like these two screws are still working properly on this handle, but on the passenger side, they've completely like ripped apart away from the door panel itself. So the holes are all tore up. Now the door handle is separated, and this here is the plastic piece that keeps falling off of it. So now I had repaired it before because this had broken in several pieces, so it looks like my repair to hold this part together held, but it didn't hold it to the actual handle itself. So I'm gonna try something different. So that's why I got the PlasticWeld putty, so I can kind of reinforce it and rebond it to the actual handle itself, because this is just not going to cut it. So what I'm going to do is, now they do make a PlasticWeld epoxy that would work a lot better for, you know, putting the piece back on here, but I don't have that. So I'm going to use the JB Weld I have to just kind of get it re-adhered, and then we're going to use the putty to kind of remold around it and hold everything in place. First, let me figure out how this reattaches so I don't do it wrong. Looks like it goes together like this. There we go, kind of like that. A bunch of this in the gaps here so it'll have something to kind of stick to and push this together. All right, so it's not fully, adhering, but it's enough to where I can start messing around with this. So I'm going to tear some of this off, rub it together to mix it, and so you pull this apart. So when you rub the white part with the middle part together and you get it to where all the color is properly mixed, that's going to be like the hardener for it. Just wrap it back with the plastic to keep it from drying out. Put that little cap piece back on and put it back on the tube so you don't dry this product out and you can reuse it the next time you need it. You just kind of knead it around in your hand. Now I probably should be wearing gloves, to be honest, but too late. And this is the structural one, so once this hardens, it'll be a nice and strong bond, so hopefully it won't break away from it. This stuff will dry in about like 20 minutes, and then it'll take like a full hour to cure. But I'm just trying to strengthen this and have it to where it'll hold and not fall off anymore. And kind of spread it out over this too, because it'll help reinforce those cracks. It's got all those cracks that I glued, so this will also help. I'm just trying to keep it pressed in real good because I want to make sure that my other stuff, my electrical, will still fit back inside here. So it's starting to heat up. It'll feel warm to the touch once it's really activated. So it's starting to warm up. So the activation stuff in it is heating it up so that way it will dry and harden. So let me quickly get this off my hands before it dries to my skin. Okay, so I went ahead and I got it off my fingers. And then just take a rag and rub any of the residue off of your vinyl or your leather before it fully dries, so you don't end up with like a white mess on the exterior part. So this is looking pretty good. It is still kind of tacky yet, so just gotta wait for this to finish hardening. All right, it hasn't been the full 20 minutes, but that's because I still want this to be slightly soft. So I want to make sure the electrical components can still slide back in for the mirror switch before it fully hardens. So let me go ahead and get this door handle reattached to the panel and get it fitted back on the actual door, so that way we can make sure everything fits together for it. And then once everything's fit together, then I can leave it alone so it can finish curing. Now let's get the panel on the door. Okay, I also decided, just for more reinforcement, I added some more of the putty on the inside of this panel, so that way it can hold the plastic part on this side to the panel itself for more stability. Because I don't have to pull the handle off, I just need to be able to pull the bolt out to take the panel off the door. If I ever need to remove this handle, if I want to change this fabric, I can always break this putty off then. But this way, this should make it even that much stronger. Okay, so I got the panel back on. I didn't push the snaps in or the clips in on the bottom yet. I want to make sure everything fits together first before I do the remaining little snappage. But let me go ahead, see if we can't get this screwed in where it's supposed to go, and go from there. Okay, I got it screwed in, but here's my issue is the part kind of broke apart and re-separated, so now it's still broken. It came apart again. I just can't fix this blasted piece. All right, so here's an update. So I went ahead and I finished putting the door panel on, and I got a bungee strap going around the door to create some tension to continuously press this up against the little broken bracket in there. So because I know I have plenty of putty on the inside that's going to hold that bracket there, I'm going to add more putty now on the inside to reattach it, and hopefully that'll do the trick, because it's already screwed in. I just got to add more and then make sure this electrical piece can fit back in, and then I think we will be done ski. And then I can just leave the bungee strap on here to just ensure that it holds it against everything and keeps it tight until it actually finishes curing, and then hopefully it won't pull away from the door. I don't know if this will work, but this is like my last other thing I can do outside of buying a whole new handle or just screwing the crap out of it and making it, which would work, but it won't look nice. All right, the handle is all back together. I don't know if it'll hold after it dries, but it's officially put back together, so we'll have to wait and see. So I'm gonna let this sit for a little longer before I'm comfortable taking the bungee strap off, and then I'll close my door and let it just sit and cure. There's a good chance this putty might even make this stay stuck inside there, so I might regret that later. There's a good chance this is gonna bond to that putty on the inside. If that's the case, then I'll just have to break the handle off and buy a new handle. But at least I have no plans taking this off anytime soon. I've already done everything I want to do with this door, so either it works or it don't. All right, and it's together, and I took some more of that window rubber weld stuff and I put it up along that seam right up here just to help secure that as well, to help keep that from coming apart, and to make sure no water or anything gets in between that little gap, since it wasn't pressing perfectly back in. That'll at least seal that up. And so I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, you'd have to get it right up on here to notice that. So I mean, as long as the handle holds, it's good enough for a DIY job, and not having to spend like $200 on a handle that's just going to break. You know what I mean? So take what we can get when it comes to these Z3s. So at least this is fixed. So this is the first time I had to fix this handle, and then I fixed that one for the second time. So we'll see how long it lasts. All right, so it's been over a week since I did the repair, and I just wanted to give an update that it is holding. I'm able to open and close the door with it. So the repair worked. So, I mean, it's not the prettiest to look at, but it's functional, and it cost very little money compared to buying a new handle that will just break in time again. So this works. So there you go. All right, and that concludes my video for today. I went ahead and got the door pull handles repaired. So I do want to thank everybody for tuning into the video. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more Z3 content, and I'll catch you all on the next video.